Hello everybody, this is Mr. Bishop and I'd like to welcome you to Global 10 for the 2020-2021 school year. It's been quite some time since I've seen anybody's faces in the school, and I very much look forward to meeting you all tomorrow. And I'd like to introduce some of the overviews of the course and some of your expectations for what to expect to happen in the classroom as well as during virtual time. I will probably be posting 1 to 2 virtual lessons every week. This will be number 1. This one, like I said, will serve as a course overview, but I will be giving you lectures for course material in the upcoming weeks, so that frees up our time in class to work with each other on school class work or homework or any issues you might be having with any of the curriculum. And then you'll have a documentation of our lectures so that you can go back and review them whenever you choose. So I found this to be very successful at the end of the last school year, and I'm going to continue it this school year as a course of practice for all my classes. So hopefully you'll find it to be a useful tool that you'll be able to go back and re-listen to any of the lectures that we go over for classwork. Today we are going to focus on some of the course overview materials. I'd like to talk to you about some grading policies and so on and so forth. So that will be tonight's first lesson. Let's go right into grading policy to start so that we know where your grade will be generated this year. The 2020-2021 grading protocols are universal for the school. So your grade this school year is going to be the 4 quarters, 25% each quarter, and each of your quarter grades will be broken up as follows. 40% of your quarter grade will be assignments. We don't have to worry about the labs part. 40% of your grade will be projects and assessments. Now, we're not going to be giving quarterly exams. We'll not be giving chapter or unit exams. The assessments will most likely be quizzes, in-class writing, and Castle Learning multiple choice. So that's what you can expect as far as some components of your 40% overall grade. And lastly, and most importantly, participation and engagement. If you're logging into the classroom on a daily basis, if you're completing your assignments, if you're asking questions, that 20% should be automatic if you do your work. Okay? So right away you can all count on at least 20% of your grade being handled if you do your work. If you don't do your work, you can take 20 points directly off your quarter average, because 0 for 20% will take 20 points right off your average. So that's entirely up to you. As long as you stay focused, stay engaged, and hand in your work, then you will be receiving a very easy 20% score on your grade. Alright, so that's just universal for all of the high school. That's the grading protocols for every class. How many assignments, how many projects, how many assessments, I'm not sure. We'll figure that out as it goes. It might look a little different first quarter from second quarter, but that's something we'll work on together. Overall grades for this year, some of the earlier protocols are still in place. All right, one of the things you want to key in on is your overall course average. So every quarter accounts for 25% of your final grade. There will be no quarterlies, and we do not know about the Regents Exam. All right, that is based on New York State guidelines. For now, we are going to prepare for Regents. because we do not know whether they will be canceled or not. Okay? So between the quarterly grading policy of the 40-40-20 and then your overall grade, you should have a very good picture of how your grade will be generated for the school year. Global 2 is my favorite part of global history. I taught Global 1 for many years, and for the past 8 years exclusively, I've been teaching Global 2. Okay, I've taught honors, I've taught regular, I've taught inclusion. I have 2 classes of Global Regular and 3 classes of AP Seminar this year. So you will get my undivided global attention, all right? We generally break up Global 2 to 11 units altogether. This is kind of like a practice unit where we practice your historical thinking skills to start. We'll talk about that later. Then, for all intents and purposes, Global History 2 starts in the year 1750. What is going on in the world in 1750? 1750 is the age of absolutism, which is a fancy word for kings and queens. Absolutism has to do with power and how much power people have. So in kingdoms, kings and queens have all the power. That's where we begin. We move on to the Enlightenment. We'll then talk about the Industrial Revolution. We'll talk about imperialism. We'll talk about world wars 1 and 2. We'll talk about Cold War. We'll talk about what happens in the world after world wars are over and colonies are no longer allowed. That's what decolonization means. And we'll talk about this interesting concept of nationalism, which we'll begin discussing all the way back in this time period. We'll then talk about what happens in the world when modern cultures and traditional cultures clash. And then we'll talk about how the world has changed lately. And then lastly but not least, human rights violations, which is a very important topic, especially considering the modern climate we live in. All right? That is every course of study and every unit that we will review this year in global history. Okay? So just to kind of give you an overall view of what we'll be discussing. What do we need to know about the end of the year? The Regents Exam, which, as I said, as far as we know, it's on. Okay? So the Regents Exam is fully on, and we will prepare for it until the state tells us otherwise. The Regents has 3 parts. Part 1, 28 multiple choice questions. Part 2 are 2 sets of short answers called constructed response questions. So you'll get 2 sets of documents that you'll have to answer questions for. And then last, but definitely not least, is the enduring issue essay. You will write about an issue that exists in the world based on more documents. So you'll get a set of documents to read, you'll discover, or you'll identify an issue that all those documents have in common, and you will write an essay based on that. How does the weight of the Regents Exam measure out? Well, even for those of us like myself who aren't math people, most of your test is multiple choice. Those multiple choice questions are all based on a stimulus. Stimulus can be any kind of document. Okay? Now, The next most important point getter is your essay. 1/3 of your score is an essay. And we'll talk about how that essay is scored in class, but that's just a good visual to look at. All right? So between these two things, we have quite a bit of points valued for two categories of the exam. All right? And that's, that could be scary, but it also can be hopeful because 83% of your Regents grade is Part 1 and Part 3, multiple choice and essay. The CRQs are usually very easy, and this almost is a guaranteed 17%. Okay? So at least that gives you an idea of what to expect should the Regents exams go through and where we're going to focus our skill sets for the year. We're going to practice a lot of multiple choice, and we're going to practice how to write essay frequently in class. Class rules, we'll go over these tomorrow, right? But they're very, very simple. Be respectful, be on task, to not just me, but peers and teacher. Be on time. You're not allowed to wander in the hallways. You get a lot of trouble this year for that. Phones, I don't want to see them unless we're using them for something, which is rare but does happen. Lastly, put the mask on. We're allowed one 5-minute break for 45 minutes. We will take them all together in the middle of class, barring any circumstances, all right? Stay away from each other. It's for everybody's safety. And we will get through this together. Promise you that, all right? We will stay positive, we will stay productive, and we will be successful. All right? But these are non-negotiables, boys and girls. Do not mess with these rules. They will be strictly enforced not only in my classroom, but in the building. All right? Let's be safe and be healthy, and let's all get through this together. If you ever need to reach me, always available by email. You can always message me through the Google Classroom. Okay, so email is definitely 1. Message through Google 2. We will be setting up a Remind app sometime this week, and I will always be available during our scheduled extra help sessions, which I will give you a copy of and post to the classroom. Okay? I look forward to meeting you all tomorrow. Have a great day, and I can't wait to get this school year started with you all.